Welcome to July. It is a very auspicious, beautiful, and eventful month. So stay tuned throughout because I am going to help you know how to work through the energies of this month in the best way possible, and for your own evolution and your own benefit. So I am Tammy Antoinette. I am a sidereal astrologer, and I practice astrology as it was practiced back in ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Babylon, ancient Greece, and Sumeria and Acadia. So it was recently translated by astrologers today from these ancient languages from the time of Hermes Trismegistus, dated back to 5500 BC. So I am not a tropical Western modern astrologer, and I am not a Vedic astrologer. I am an ancient Babylonian astrologer. So we have a beautiful full moon, July 3rd. And in the stars of Sagittarius. It's in the actual constellation of Sagittarius in the bow and arrow. And Sagittarius is literally a half man, half horse, shooting his bow and arrow into the galactic center of our galaxy. So, in our galactic center is directly opposite the fixed star Sirius in the sky. And what makes a full moon, of course, is the moon is directly opposing the sun in the sky at a 180-degree angle. So this is a very important time. This is a very important star. It's a star of leadership. It's a star of royalty, of the king. It's a star of spirituality, and it's always been known since ancient times as our mother father star, our parent star to our sun, as our sun is in the symbiotic binary relationship with this star as we move in a path going towards this star and away from this star. That's our path or trajectory, is because of the gravitational pull of that star. And when we are moving towards this star in the 26,000 year cycle, we are evolving. The last time we were as close as we could possibly be to that star was at the height of Atlantis and Lemuria. When we began moving away from that star, Atlantis quickly fell, and then we were de-evolving when we moved away from it. So thankfully, right now, we are moving towards it. Believe it or not, we are on a path of evolution, a larger path, a larger cycle of evolution. There are many cycles within cycles within cycles, but this is actually the big main cycle that we are aware of. And so I'm talking about the star a lot today because our Declaration of Independence of America, when our forefathers signed it, the sun was exactly conjunct this fixed star. When our Gregorian calendar was invented, the sun was directly opposite this fixed star. Okay, so this is a star of freedom and of grace and of leadership. And so yeah. So we also have this grand fire trine between so the moon and Sagittarius and the fire sign, and Mars freshly into Leo, and then we have Jupiter in Aries, creating this beautiful grand fire trine, just fueling up this image in the sky of this bow and arrow once again. So the grand fire trine appears as a bow, and then the tip of the arrow would be the sun with the star Sirius. So we have this image twice in the sky, which is a very auspicious omen on this day. And especially, well, this fuels us with the energy of faith, of gratitude, of celebration, of culmination, of remembrance, of remembering our good fortune, remembering our freedom. I mean, the energy, everything's just, it's lined up for this. It's meant to be on at this time. And we harness the energy of the full moon until the next new moon. So we want to really harness this and remember our prayers, remember to hold higher beliefs. If our beliefs are not serving us, we can choose higher beliefs that do serve us better. Remember our evolution, be grateful, have faith in our evolution, have faith in miracles. So whenever we expand, whenever we focus on faith and or just the intention of having more faith and gratitude, and remembering even the little things that we're grateful for, like walking down the sidewalks, being grateful for whoever built the sidewalks, just the little things, then this expands into other areas of our life. And then we're creators. We're co-creating with the universe. We've got this lower level karmic system of the planetary influences, but then the hierarchy to that are the fixed stars. The hierarchy over the fixed stars and over the planets is source, infinity, the infinite, the creator, God. So we can attach to God and have faith, and ask for grace whenever this lower level karmic system feels out of sorts. When we're having a hard time, we can go to the courts of heaven and ask for grace from the lower level karmic system. So, and I urge you to do that and pay attention to your signs and your omens. Okay, so especially we've got Pluto squaring the moon's nodes all month long. So Pluto is a planet that we cannot see with our naked eye. We cannot see the moon's nodes. They're just pathways. We can't see the nodes of the moon with our naked eyes. So these work at a more deep subconscious level. And this is the energy of fear also, of fear, of just making things up with our own thoughts. And it's often the fear of the unknown. It's this pathway that that our ego is headed in to kind of learn some lessons. So it is very karmic in its nature. So it is very, very important to remember this grand fire trine and to use this energy, harness this energy of faith and gratitude and prayer and higher beliefs, and trusting in the greater evolutionary plan. Okay, so we have Mercury becoming visible in Cancer opposite Pluto on around July. Well, it's going to be a directly opposing Pluto on July 10th, but Mercury is going to be becoming visible around that time, depending on where you are on the planet. If you're at the higher latitudes, then you'll see Mercury becoming visible a bit later. If you're at the lower latitudes, you'll see Mercury becoming visible a little earlier. So Mercury is usually invisible, traveling very close to the sun. So, but when Mercury comes out freshly visible, he's very powerful. So he'll be an evening star opposite Pluto, and it can create a battle of ideas within your own mind or between those who are seemingly your competitors. So you could have a tendency to like really hone in on a problem and like overthink it too much, or a concept. And it can be really good for research and investigation and uncovering secrets. Yeah, it can be really good for studying occult knowledge, things like that. But yeah, just be careful with more even like thoughts of fear or anything lower minded, like It's good for debates and arguments, but sometimes it can get out of hand. The most positive manifestation of the transit would be self-analysis or relationship counseling. So just be careful that opinions may be very extreme at that time. So we have also July 18th, the new lunar crescent appears in Cancer with Mercury in Cancer. So the days before that is a time to prepare when the moon is black and invisible. But let's see, July 16th and 17th, you'll have the black moon where the moon is too close to the sun to see. So it's a good time for purging, cleaning out closets, praying, planning, things like that. And whenever you see that first lunar crescent on July 18th, after sunset, after the sun goes down, whenever you see it, that's when you can begin to start any new endeavors. So I recommend waiting till that time or the days after July 18th, and especially anything to do, anything new with the family, with the home. This time can really bless your family and your home life, and mothers in particular. So next, and then we have happening, well, a really big thing that we have will be the moon and Mars in Leo will be opposing Saturn in Aquarius July 20th. So that can put a wrench in activities and plans. It may cause some frustration. And so I would advise to have patience around those days, probably like July 18th to 22nd, especially July 20th, to use that time and anything that comes up to cultivate more patience and more learning. So because it could be a frustrating time otherwise. So just beware of that. And Jupiter will be helping, actually. So again, keep leaning on your beliefs and your faith and your prayers and your gratitude and your trust in evolutionary processes. So we've got Venus going retrograde, which is a really big thing, conjunct the fixed star Regulus, which is another star of leadership. It's the most royal star in the sky in the heart of the lion. So, I mean, it may come a time when Venus goes retrograde, conjunct Regulus, July 22nd. Venus will be retrograde from July 2nd to September 3rd. We may see someone in the area in an area of leadership, especially in the arts, or a feminine leader may have trouble. So just be mindful of that. And also during Venus retrograde, it's a time to kind of for relationship review, for business review, to maybe sell old items from your home or from your closet. It's not a good time to buy anything new that's ornamental or not a good time to buy like new art. And it's a good time to buy old things, like anything secondhand. And it's a good time to get rid of things. But it's not a time to cultivate new relationships unless, it's to some karmic relationships could come about. There's something that you have to clean up from the past, or something that you need to learn from, something temporary usually during this time. So, and we'll talk more about Venus's disappearance that will happen in August. So when Venus disappears behind the rays of the sun in August, that's definitely a time to go within on matters of the heart and of business. Don't sign any new contracts, don't get married during, I wouldn't advise that during Venus retrograde or the disappearance of Venus, but we will cover that more next month, as far as the invisibility of Venus and what to do with that. And so stay tuned there. And if you'd like to book a consultation with me, or if you're really ready for some clear guidance on what your soul's blueprint and destiny could be, if you want to live a more fulfilling life, then you can book a consultation with me, and I can help guide you through that based on the planetary positions in the sky at the very moment whenever you took your first breath. So since ancient times, astrologers have always worked for royalty. Astrologers have been the right-hand man for leaders in very high places and powerful places in society. And we deserve that too. We're all children of God and of the royal lineage. So I invite you to click on the link below in the description, and book a consultation with me, or pick up your free gift on how to go with the flow of life and of the universal forces, so you can reap bigger evolutionary benefits in life. So, all right, until next time, bye-bye.